Update.
Hey, I'm Bob. I've been blind since birth and I'm into Power Rangers. Remember to share, like, subscribe, and hit the notification button. These things help the channel. I'm holding the box set in my hands yet again from Shout Factory, and we're talking about Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Season 1, Episode 24. This one's called The Spitflower, and it aired on October 19th in 1993. I first saw this episode during a Power Playback summer event in 1996. I taped a whole bunch of them on VHS. They were a ton of episodes that Fox Kids decided to air from season one. So I really increased my VHS collection that year. So in the episode, Kimberly is designing a float for the Angel Grove Peace Parade, and Rita, she can't have that. Well, neither can Bulk and Skull. They show up and they're mocking the float, but they quickly leave when Bulk's allergies decide to get the best of him. So putties are sent down, and Kimberly and Tommy, they manage to fend them off, but not before the putties destroy Kimberly's model float. And Kimberly is distraught. I remember when I was 12, that ticked me off a little bit. I hated seeing the Pink Ranger cry. Although my 2 year old sister at the time, she was watching it and she giggled profusely. Of course, that made me laugh too because her laughter has always been contagious. So, so Fenster, he is told by Rita that he needs to make a monster that can eat flowers and spit them out as little biting bloomers. So he suggests the spit flower. And yes, I wish Hasbro would make that. He'd be a fun monster to add to the Lightning collection. Spitflower has these antennae on either side of his head. He can fire these energy blasts from them, so that'd be a fun little lightning effect piece. He could also come with his little biting bloomers that he spits out. They're little monsters that can grab a ranger and sap them of their strength. So yeah, Spitflower sent down to Angel Grove. The rangers have to morph, and they are quickly overwhelmed by Spitflower's little biting bloomers that he's spat out. Now Tommy, he's in the garage and he's working on a secret project. Of course, we all know what that is, I'm sure. So Spitflower grows, and the Rangers have to summon their Zords. Tommy has to morph into action too. He summons his Dragon Zord, and they form Dragon Zord in fighting mode. But Spitflower is more than a match for this Zord combination. He grabs onto their drill staff with his big pincer arm, and they have to regroup and retreat to the command center. Zordon lets everyone know that the Spitflower's weak point is his mist sac. So they are watching the viewing globe as well, and they see Bulk and Skull overwhelmed by these little biting bloomers. So they morph back into action. Tommy, he's having to stay behind at the command center. He is their last line of defense, so he's kind of waiting in the wings in case they need him. So Kimberly has had enough of Rita's meddling today, so she fires at the mist sack with her power bow, destroys it, and then the Rangers, they form their power blaster and they finish the Spitflower off with that big old beam attack. Meanwhile, in the garage, Tommy and Alpha, they're working on a reproduction of Kimberly's model float, and Alpha manages to get some glue stuck to his hand, and he can't let go of the bottle, I think, but they manage to succeed. Rita, she hasn't succeeded at all, and she's naturally upset. So the episode ends with everyone in the youth center. They're watching the parade. Kimberly shows up. She doesn't act too interested, but then she finds out that her float has mysteriously been entered into the parade, and it turns out that Tommy was working on rebuilding that float the whole time. And well, Bulk and Skull show back up, but they quickly leave when Zack brandishes a bouquet of flowers. So the episode ends on a happy note. Yeah, it was a fun episode. I liked the fact that the Spitflower managed to overpower the Dragon Zord in fighting mode. And the monsters lately, man, they're getting pretty fierce. But of course, the kids managed to defeat them. So that will do for the Spitflower. 10 out of 10. Next time, we're going to be talking about episode 25, Life's a Masquerade. Fun little October themed episode, I think. So be here for that. In the meantime, take your Allegra D if you have allergies, and I'll hear you in the next video.